Okay, guys and gals, thanks for tuning in. I'm really excited about this lesson because we are going to get into the meat of the training here on this training, and we are going to talk about the do's and the do nots about creating a sales funnel. Now, it does not matter what you're selling. If you're going to be successful online, you have to know how to build a successful sales funnel, period. Okay? So before we get started, let's answer a few questions that I get all the time about sales funnels, like what is a sales funnel? Why do you need one, and how long should it be? So, what is a sales funnel? Well, a quick definition about a funnel is a series of web pages and interactions with your prospect to take them from where they currently are on your page to where you want them to be, which should be a sales page or an order form. Okay? Essentially, a funnel is everything they experience from their first interaction with you, whether that is an email from you or a banner that they clicked on, all the way to your sales page and your order form. The funnel depends on how you want to set up your sales funnel, and it also depends on how you want them to be led towards your sales page. So a successful funnel is designed to create mental micro commitments from your prospect to want more information and lead them to the answer that they seek. And when you provide enough value in your product or your opportunity, you establish yourself as an expert, and you establish yourself as an authority, and you meet all the desires and you fulfill the needs of your prospect, well, then you've created a successful sales funnel. Now, there are many different forms of sales funnels, okay? It could be a teaser page that goes directly to a sales page. Now, I don't recommend these because there isn't really any value or connection with your prospect. It's kind of like going up to a girl or a guy and asking them out on a date, and the only thing you know about them is their first name. You don't know whether they're from Germany or whether they live 400 miles away, or you don't even know anything about them. So usually 99% of the time, that just doesn't work. Okay? And when I mean a teaser, I mean it would be like your lead magnet, such as a free report, free download, an ad on a website, like a banner with a great headline, or maybe a free video or something that you're going to offer your prospect in exchange for their name and their email. And it could be simple as an email, depending on how you want to set up your funnel. Now, I prefer I prefer to capture an email only in the beginning, and then I lead them through my funnel as a series of value-filled videos to maybe a webinar, where then they will have to opt into that webinar, and then I'll get their name and their email. So I'll get to know who they are personally, what their first name is, and then I can go about establishing a relationship with them. Now, another funnel that you can use is like an informational page, like a video, which will promise them something in value exchange for their information, and from there you can send them to a lead capture page and then a sales video. Now, this one works pretty good for small ticket items. And when I say small ticket items, I mean small ticket items, like anything from maybe $4 to $12, depending on what they are looking for and how much value you put into your product or your opportunity. Now, most of these will work specifically for like something they are looking for, like maybe the model of a camera, or maybe the model of a lawnmower part, or something like that. I'm just using examples here, but these work very well whenever you're selling a product that somebody's already looking for. Okay, so those work very well. Now, another one that works, I wanted to add this because this really works well for small ticket items. Like I said, between maybe $3 and $12, is you give them a video about it. You give them something to become a lead and fill out their name and information in the lead capture page, and then you give them like an article or a blog, or it could be another pre-sale video, just to give them more information about your product, and then lead them over to a sales page. This seems to work a lot better. I mean, on my small conversions where I was making like $3 or $4 a sale, I was having about a 30% conversion rate out of 100 leads. So it was doing pretty well for me. Okay. Now, if you have an offer that may need a little bit more of warming up first, like maybe a high ticket item or a membership website, or you can probably use like a teaser or a lead magnet to an article or a pre-sale video, then to a lead capture page, and then to a sales page. I mean, there are many different ways you can write your funnels. I mean, if it's something higher, like may demand a little bit more cost, maybe in the $100 to $500 range, you might want to take them to a video, to a lead capture page, to an educational video, to maybe a pre-sale video, and then several sales pages, maybe to another webinar. Now, something like this type of funnel would probably be a higher ticket item within like maybe the $400 to $1,000 range. So like I said, I mean, you can flip-flop them also depending on how you want to set up your funnel. I mean, you may take them from an ad to a teaser to a lead magnet to an article that explains the benefits of the product and then to a sales page. And it's really all about how you want to present your product or your opportunity and what you feel comfortable doing. And it's really all about trying different funnels and see which ones work. So what I suggest is if you're just getting started, maybe have two and then find out what's working for you. Send the same source of traffic to that funnel, find out which one's working, and then grab the one that's working, trash the other one, and then just duplicate the one that is working, so then you'll have two working models, okay? So really it comes down to whatever is appropriate for your product is all you really need to worry about, okay? Getting the lead is most important because 80% of the time people don't buy on their first encounter, okay? I mean, you can get them to become customers eventually through follow-up and education, which is another part of the sales funnel process that we'll talk about, but usually 80% of the time people don't buy on first encounter. And it's like I said, it's kind of like going up to a girl saying, hey, what's your name? I'm Sarah. Cool, let's go out next weekend. It just doesn't work that well, okay? So why do you need a sales funnel? I mean, why don't you just send them to a sales page? Well, it's kind of like what I just said earlier. There's a mental process inside of a person's brain that leads them to commit to buying, okay? Typically, they need to get familiar with you. You need to keep them engaged, and they need to know that they can trust you and that they can separate you from all the noise that they hear on the internet. They need to see you as an expert, and they can see that you're going to steer them in the right direction, instead of looking at them as dollar signs, and they're not, you're not wasting their time and you're not wasting their money. I mean, sales funnels determine whether you can keep them engaged in the process, make those little micro commitments and logical sequence of actions. And I know it's kind of a hard concept to grasp at times, but what you really need to work on is delivering a solution for your prospect instead of having them buy anything, okay? Advertising is a lot like dating. I mean, when you see a good looking girl or a guy, you can't just ask them whether they want to go home with you on very first encounter. I mean, you kind of need to grab their attention, and asking them home on the first encounter is a really good way of getting their attention. But you really need to talk to them, you need to get to know them, you need to create a connection, and you need to engage with them. And when you connect with them, the idea of going home with you becomes their idea and not yours, okay? If you don't connect, well, you're going to go home alone. And this idea is marketing and building your sales funnel. You have to grab their attention. You have to build a relationship with them and create a connection with them and build trust, and you have to do all this before they'll ever consider buying from you. I mean, if you look at all what's going on today, like on these so-called working home guys or entrepreneurs, I mean, all they do is pitching their product or opportunity, saying, hey, we got the best comp plan, or hey, we got the best groundbreaking opportunity, or we have the best commission plan, blah, 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 blah. I mean, all they do is pitch and sell, and that isn't marketing. It's annoying. Okay, that's called repulsion marketing, not attraction marketing. So when you pitch your offer to someone only and you don't build any value or build any trust with them, or make a connection with them, 90% of the time they're going to run away from you. And if you're having problems in your warm market right now, maybe you need to rethink what you're doing. I mean, if you're just telling people how great your opportunity is, they don't care. I mean, the only radio station that people listen to is WIIFM. What's in it for me? They don't care at all. Okay? So when you build a relationship based off your expertise and you build trust, they're most likely to buy from you and trust you for a solution that they have to offer. So now, before you ever create a funnel, don't ask yourself how much money am I going to make, or how many people am I going to buy my product, or how many people am I going to recruit into my opportunity. Don't think about how much money you can put in your pocket, okay? Instead, think about how you can provide value to your prospects. Think about how you can keep them engaged and help them solve a problem or fulfill a desire that they have. Think about how you can build trust and create a relationship with them and establish yourself as a trusted advisor and authority in your niche. I mean, it's a very important distinction to make. Think about what their needs are and what their desires are and solve each of those, and you'll build authority and trust. Now, if you take anything away from this video, what I'm going to tell you is probably the most important principle you can learn in this business. So you may want to grab a pen, and you want to grab some paper and write this down, okay? When marketing is done correctly, good marketing provides two things, and selling is not one of them. Good marketing provides value and builds trust through connection. Okay, when you can do these two things properly, then selling is very, very, very easy. When you go about your marketing with an approach of how much money you're going to make, or how many people you can recruit in your opportunity, or you're just going to hunt down those people and knock them over the head until they join your opportunity, well, that's just very self-centered approach, and your prospects will see right through it. They won't trust you. You're going to get set up for failure, and then you're going to go around saying, wow, this online marketing stuff doesn't work and it's a scam, and stay away from online network marketing. Well, when in fact, marketing does work when you take the proper approach and fulfill what marketing is meant to do in the first place, and that is to build value and trust. So instead of going from the approach of I'm going to help somebody, I'm going to help someone solve their problems, I'm going to help fulfill someone's desires, and I want to ease someone's pain and frustrations, that's the approach that you want to take. When you get over yourself and your needs and start putting yourself in your prospect's shoes and what their desires, needs, and pains are, and take action to solve each of those problems without question, then that is where you're going to start seeing results. I mean, Zig Ziglar said it best. When you help people get what they want, then you'll always will get what you want. Remember, people are more skeptical to purchase anything online than ever before. So you have to learn how to set yourself apart from the crowd and actually work towards helping people solve their problems, and that is when you can gain an army of loyal prospects. And when you can create trust and build a relationship with someone and steer them in the right direction and build value in yourself and your intentions are pure and real, you can create a relationship with people over the internet that you have never met before. And when they can build that type of relationship, then selling your product or opportunity is easy. I mean, just look at Oprah. She has such a loyal following that all she has to do is say, hey, this book is great, go buy it. Seriously, millions of people will take her advice because she already brings value to their lives. She solves their problem, and people trust her. I mean, that is what you should focus on, the same thing. Very, 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 very simple. Now, when you go about creating your funnel, I suggest that you have a real person in mind. And when I started making funnels and writing emails, I was writing very, very, very generically, like I was talking to a large crowd. Okay. Now, while that can work at times, it wasn't nearly as effective as when I started marketing as if I was talking to a single person. And that actually came out by accident. Okay, I would actually start getting emails, from leads and from prospects and even some distributors that were having some questions, and they were also having some objections, etc. So what I started doing was I was replying directly to them. So I was solving a problem that they had, and or maybe overcoming an objection. And I started doing that, and I was like, wow, maybe my list can actually use that information. So what I did is I decided to send my personal replies that I sent to those people to my entire list. And all of a sudden, those emails started getting clicks, they started getting opens, and they were just very effective because those emails were written to a single person with a single question, and I was solving a real problem for them. So when they go through your funnel, you have to make sure you're speaking directly to them. Okay? Now, you may ask, well, how in the world do I do that? Well, you have to do a little bit of market research. So I suggest going to maybe forums or Facebook groups or blogs and find out who you're really talking to, because if you don't know how to talk to them, then how in the world are you going to market to them, right? So if you're selling a nutritional product, you're going to talk to women differently than you would men. I mean, you may use words such as slim and petite with women, or with guys you may use broad and muscular. I mean, you have to know who you are talking to before you'll ever be able to market to them. And you can go to weight loss forums or go to where people who need to lose weight hang out and find out what they're talking about, find out what their problems is, what is their pains, and figure out the people that need your product or your opportunity, and not necessarily to sell them anything, but you just want to write down everything about them and what they're facing and what their frustrations are. And then you can create a customer avatar of your perfect prospect. Okay, now a lot of people think this is kind of cheesy, and I know it sounds cheesy, but what you want to do is you want to create a profile of your perfect prospect. Okay, you want to give them a name, and you want to write down every single thing about that person. And once you can visualize a real person, then you'll know how to talk to them. And a lot of people that I mean, even myself included, I just used me as my first avatar. What was my pains? What was my frustrations? What was my dreams? So as an example, I'm looking for Joe Schmo prospect, and maybe I'm looking for males between the age of 35 who are tired of the grind of the 9 to 5 job, and they're not saving any retirement, they're not getting anywhere with their life. I mean, just sit down and write everything about them. I mean, you can who are they? How old are they? How much do they weigh? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have hobbies? Do they play hockey? Do they like football? Do they like soccer? Do they coach baseball? I mean, anything. What is their occupation? Are they a salesman? Are they in finance? Are they a school teacher? Are they tired of their job? I mean, what do they really want? Do they want time with kids? Do they want time, more money? Do they want proof that your business is going to work for them? Do they want safety? Do they want freedom? Do they want time with their family? What are their dreams? Do they like to travel a lot? Do they want freedom, free from debt? Do they just want to be an entrepreneur and be rich? I mean, are they trying to save for retirement? I mean, what? But another thing is what pushes their buttons. Are they into politics, religion, corruption, sickness, poverty? What phrases do they respond to? Fire my boss, pay off my debt, quit my job, spend more time with family, take care of my family. You can use all of this in your marketing, okay? And when you can write all that down, then you can use those ideas in your marketing and phrases in your funnel. You find things that make them happy. What do they dream about? What are their frustrations? And then once you know this, you'll have an arsenal of knowledge, and then you'll know how to talk to them instead of talking to an entire crowd. And trust me, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people just like Joe Schmo. So another question I get is, well, how long should my funnel be? Well, that really depends on a few things, okay? It depends on your product. It also depends on the price of your product, and it also depends on your target audience. So if you're selling something small and simple like an ebook, then all you probably really need is maybe an ad to an opt-in page, to a sales page, and follow-up. But if you're selling something like a network marketing opportunity where you have to have a lot of upfront cost and a lot of risk and a high level of commitment and some objections from your prospects, then you may need to be more complex and create a bigger sales funnel from maybe an ad to an educational video to a lead capture page, and then another educational video to a webinar registration, and then a few more informational video follow-ups, and then to a webinar presenting your opportunity. I mean, your funnel needs to be as long as is required to get your prospects from where they are to where you want them to be. I mean, it is a different story for every product, but it also depends on the person too. Okay? Remember, sometimes people need more information and more trust before they will buy from you. So the follow-up is really, really, really important, and we'll go over that in another training under Fortune to Follow-up, and you should actually have that. I do believe it's after this training. Okay, so my funnel choices. I have a few that you can go ahead and copy and take for yourself. I usually use 3. I actually have 4 there. I didn't add extension because I've did few extensions right now, but we're going to concentrate on solely on 3. Now, the tripwire. What a tripwire is basically, it's kind of like, on late night TV they have these ads all over the place, and they say go check our new awning out. It prevents the heat. It drops temperatures from 50%. During the day. So what we're going to do is go ahead and we'll send you this free guide to your awnings, and for all you got to do is pay $5 for shipping. And people do it all the time. So what you're doing right there is you're creating a mental process where people are picking up their credit card and they're paying $5 for information. That's really what a tripwire is. Okay, so I use those in my products. So what I'll usually do is I'll do a video, and then I'll do like an educational video and explaining the benefits and the features of my product. I'll get a lead capture page to give them a bonus for viewing my free training with my tripwire offer, and usually my bonus is going to be also geared toward maybe my website that you're on right now. It may be geared toward another offer, 5 or 6 offers that I do have as far as bonuses go. But what the free training does is it also gives them like a dollar, $3, $7 tripwire offer, to where they're getting in the habit of pulling out their credit card or their debit card or their whatever, checking account or whatever it may be. But what it does is, not only that, is if you're using paid advertising, say you're using Bing or Facebook ads, I mean, if you get a $7 sale, that pays for your advertising. So tripwires are very, very cool to use. They're very effective. And I learned this off of Ryan Deiss of Digital Marketer, where if you go to digitalmarketer.com, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can learn there for free. Now, my core products range between $37 and $97 value. Basically, this is what's called product ascension. This is something that you're going to need. You're going to need more than one product. You're going to need a product portfolio that's going to be able to solve a lot of your prospects' problems, a lot of your leads' problems, and a lot of your distributors' problems if you ever do decide to back in people into your business, or you have a team already. You need to build a business, you got to have revenue streams of different amounts, okay? So my core product is usually between $37 and $97. Now, I know that a lot of this looks like a lot of work for a $37 value, but I will tell you this right now. If I'm providing enough value and I'm providing enough education and I'm building a lot of authority with myself and my product, I mean, if I'm selling a lot of $37 items, guess what? I'm making some money. So even my coach has told me, wow, that's a lot of work for a $37 product, but I bet you right now I'm selling a lot more $37 products than he is, because I'm putting more work and effort. So I might go from a video to an educational video to a webinar registration, and then I'll follow up with maybe 1 or 2 pre-sale videos, then eventually to a webinar. Now these work great for anything from $37 to $97 value. So I mean, there's days I've sold 2 or 3, sometimes I've sold 1. It just depends, on how the traffic is. But this is a very, 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 very effective funnel for anything from $37 to $97. Now, premium product is where you're going to make your money. Okay, your premium products are basically, they went through all your funnels. You've got maybe a tripwire offer, maybe a core product, and this is your bad boy. This is your Mercedes. So I usually will go from a video to an informational video to another webinar opt-in, and I'll follow up usually with 3 or 4 educational videos to get them hyped up and get them ready for the webinar, and then I'll send them to a webinar. This is a very, very effective funnel that I do use. I mean, there's days I've got $700 days, I've had $500 days, I've had $1,000 days sometimes with these. This is a very, very effective funnel that you can use. Now, it is some work. It is a lot of work, but if you put the work into it, remember, all you have to do is create one good funnel, because the power of the internet allows you to just leverage the whole thing over and over and over again. So once you put in the time and effort to build them, that's all you need. You just need one. Seriously, you just need one funnel. Now, I want to get to product ascension. Now, what product ascension is sort of like, especially in a network marketing opportunity where you have like diamond members and platinum members and gold members, etc. Well, basically what this is like you have a customer who purchased maybe the 150 point product per month, but you want to get them to the 1,200 point product per month, or maybe you have a membership site where they're paying $25 a month, but you want to get them to the $58 a month or $97 a month. Okay, so of course, if they're probably already, well, they should be already in your list, so you would just do a little bit more follow-up to maybe an informational video, to a webinar opt-in. You want to follow up with 3 or 4 educational videos, and then to a webinar. Now, this is a great way that you can also, if you remember watching the right offer training that I put in, this is a great way to back end prospects into your network marketing business. So I would just take notes, come back to this often, and you'll be able to go ahead, and there's a lot of cool things that you can learn in this. Okay. Now, another reason why it's incredibly important to capture leads and not just send them to a sales page, because you can follow up with them through education and value-based trainings and information. So you're building a relationship with them and you're establishing yourself as an authority. And when it's their time to buy, they will come to you to purchase because you've already established that relationship with them. It's not really that difficult. It just takes some time, it takes some work, and it takes some skills, and you really need to invest in your skills, and you need to invest your time and your money to learning these skills, because guys, it pays off in the end. It really, really does. I mean, you have to look at this marketing process as a marathon and not a sprint. I mean, if you just come into this thing thinking, well, I'm going to try this out, and if it don't work, well, at least I tried. Well, that doesn't work, because you're either going to do it or you're not. I mean, Yoda said there is no try, only do. You're either going to learn the skills and learn solid marketing, copywriting, video marketing. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have to learn to build a business, or you're not. You're not going to try to be successful. You're either going to do what it takes or you're not going to do what it takes. You're either going to do the required steps to learn the skills and invest in yourself to provide value to your leads, or you're going to go back to your day job. I mean, there isn't really any other way to say it. This is a relationship business, and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to learn how to do it. Now, well, I hope that you've gotten a lot of value out of this training, and I hope you have a better idea of what a funnel is and how to build one. And you may feel a little overwhelmed, and you may have to come back and view this training again and take some more notes, but I recommend rewatching this over and over again. And one of the ways that I think that you can get the most clarity on any subject is if you look at some real life examples or real world examples. So below, my personal coach has created 2 videos, how to build a good funnel and how not to build a good funnel. Now, I was going to do this myself, but these trainings are just amazing, and I wanted to share this with you. Now, my coach is a 6-figure earner, and I thought, what would be great for my leads, my prospects, my team to learn how to build a funnel and what's good and what's bad. So one of the videos is from my team member's funnel, and what he did wrong. Now he's new to online marketing, so when you're new, you're going to make mistakes, and that's just fine. That's how we learn. It's whether you get up from that mistake and keep going, or whether you make that your that's when you quit. You don't want to quit. You just want to make mistakes. You learn from them. But my coach did a critique of his funnel, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. So check out the videos below, and once you're done with that, we'll get on into sending traffic to your sales funnel. So see you soon.